You know that feeling, right? That deep, primal frustration when it seems like the entire universe is just conspiring against you. Well, it turns out there's a name for that feeling and a really powerful scientific principle behind it. Today, we're going to unpack the architecture of what's called entropic luck.
I mean, we've all heard it. More importantly, we've all lived it. Murphy's Law. It feels less like some witty observation and more like a fundamental, unshakable rule of life, doesn't it? That moment of pure, predictable disappointment.
But what if I told you it's not a curse? What if it's not bad luck at all, but a deep, mathematical truth that's woven into the very fabric of our reality? That's the question we're diving into today.
All right, so let's get right into this law of bad luck. We'll start with some classic examples. You know, those moments that feel so incredibly personal, yet are just frustratingly universal. Okay, picture this. You're in a rush, you've just made the perfect piece of toast, it's buttered right to the edges, and then it happens. A little fumble, a slip.
And, yep, of course it does. Butter side down. It feels completely inevitable, right? As if gravity itself has a personal vendetta against your clean floor. The worst possible outcome feels like the only possible outcome.
Oh, or how about this one? You're at the store, you do the math, you masterfully analyze the checkout lines, number of people, items per basket, you make your move, switching to what is clearly the faster line. You feel like a genius.
And bam, just like that, the person in front of you needs a price check, their card gets declined, or they decide to pay with a giant bag of loose change. Meanwhile, the line you just left, oh yeah, it starts flowing like a river. It's a perfect example of Murphy's Law.
These moments really feel like some kind of cosmic joke. But here's the thing. The punchline isn't bad luck. Nope, it's a scientific principle that governs everything, from your dropped toast to the fate of actual stars.
And here it is, the single word that explains everything. Entropy. It's basically the measure of disorder or chaos in any system. And the most important thing to get is that the universe loves chaos. It's the default setting for our reality.
Scientists actually call this the arrow of time.
I mean, think about it. The universe began in a super-ordered, low-entropy state, everything packed into one tiny, neat point. And ever since the Big Bang, it's just been expanding, cooling, and, well, getting messier. It's a one-way trip, and the destination is maximum disorder.
This slide illustrates the core idea perfectly. So think of stacking blocks into a neat little pyramid. There's really only one way for it to be perfectly ordered. But how many ways can those same blocks be a messy, disorganized pile on the floor? Thousands? Millions? The states of disorder just vastly, totally outnumber the states of order.
So, this brings us to our next big point. Why wrong is just more likely. We can now see how this whole principle of entropy builds directly into that feeling of Murphy's Law. It's not fate, it's just a numbers game.
And this is the crucial point. The universe isn't against you. Think about your car's engine. It has thousands of parts. It only takes one to fail for the whole car to be broken. But for it to be perfect, every single one of those parts has to work flawlessly, together, in harmony. The odds are just not stacked in perfection's favor.
This chart just puts it all into perspective. I mean, look at that. The sheer number of possible disordered states absolutely dwarfs the tiny number of ordered states. So when things go wrong, the universe isn't punishing you. It's just settling into one of its millions of preferred chaotic states.
Understanding this can be incredibly freeing. If chaos is the natural state of things, maybe, just maybe, our constant fight for perfect order is the real source of all our frustration.
This insight from our source material is really profound. Instead of seeing disorder as some problem that we need to solve, what if we see it as the fundamental nature of reality? Something not to be fought, but to be accepted.
So, we can adopt a whole new mindset. First, just acknowledge that chaos is the norm, not the exception. Second, and this is the hard part, let go of that desperate need for perfect control over everything. And finally, try to find a sense of calm in simply observing the universe's natural, messy, entropic flow. And this reframes everything. Suddenly, we aren't victims of Murphy's Law. We are simply participants in a universe that is and always will be trending towards beautiful, unpredictable chaos. Our job isn't to fix it, it's just to be here for the ride.
So the next time your toast lands butter side down, maybe you can smile. You've just witnessed a tiny, perfect demonstration of one of the most fundamental laws of the cosmos. And perhaps the piece we're all looking for isn't in creating perfect order,
but in our ability to accept the magnificent, inevitable chaos.